This is Austin Theory, and you're listening to the Baby Faces podcast only on iHeartRadio.
This is WWE superstar Grayson Waller, and you are listening to the Baby Faces on iHeartRadio.
What's going on, y'all? It's WWE superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to the Baby Faces on iHeartRadio, baby!
All right, guys, you hear that music? That means we are back. Welcome into the Baby Faces podcast only on iHeartRadio, where you can download that free iHeartRadio app because free never sounded so good. I'm Austin, your host, with my co-host, Billy the Kid. You can find us on 97.5 WAMZ. We are joined by a very special guest here, our guy, three-time guest on the show. You're our most reoccurring WWE superstar, and that's our guy, Mr. Austin Theory. What's going on, dude?
Well, you know, I would say I'm in a good mood, but I realize you guys got T-shirts and I don't.
I was about to say, man, I mean, with three-time guests now, we might have to mail you a T-shirt. I mean,
we need 3 T-shirts. Come on.
Yeah,
right.
we need to get that to work. I got one for you. What do you wear, like a large? I know you like to show those muscles.
Yeah, dude, let's go large, you know? I mean, extra large is what I need to be in, but we can do a large. It'll look great.
Yeah, you'll fill it out real nice. Yeah, the Baby Faces T-shirts, rocking them here on the podcast. Well, Austin, man, since last time we had you on, obviously WrestleMania went down, and you had a big-time WrestleMania. Probably my favorite moment, we were there in person watching from the press box. My favorite moment of the whole weekend, seeing our guy Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, who's been on the podcast before as well, seeing you guys win the tag team championships. Just talk about that WrestleMania moment and how the experience was as a whole that whole weekend.
Well, I got to say, one of the coolest things about being in a ladder match at WrestleMania, I believe WrestleMania 25 was one of the WrestleManias we had in the past that had a ladder match. It was for a briefcase, but for me, such a cool moment to be able to, you know, be that kid again and be in a ladder match at WrestleMania, the match that I remember WrestleMania 25 watching and thinking that was the coolest match that was on the card. And now I'm in that match. And not only that am I in it, but I'm, you know, becoming a new tag team champion with Grayson Waller. So living the dream, dude, living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a really cool moment. And honestly, I think some of the people were confused because right at first, you know, it was the undisputed tag team champions. And it seemed like that's when they initially declared it would be both brands. So we have you and Grayson Waller, also a friend of the show, who rocking some new titles. And, you know, they debuted that new belt and basically leading you guys as the face of SmackDown. So what's it going to be with you two young guys kind of leading that tag team division on SmackDown? And just kind of a side mark question, how you liking those titles that they give you? The brand new design, kind of throwback to like the old Ruthless Aggression era kind of nod.
Yeah, well, to speak on that first, the titles, man, they look amazing. I mean, the guys on SmackDown, R-Truth and Miz, the second place tag team champions, their titles, you know, they're whatever. But ours, oh, man. And like you said, it's a throwback. You know, I remember guys like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero having the titles that look like this.
Yes.
And that's awesome, you know. Rey Mysterio, you know, there's a little beef there, but it's still cool. You know what I mean? But as far as me and Grayson go on SmackDown, we run that show, man. We do what we want. We show up when we want. And there's a lot of teams, you know, all those teams are right here. You know, Grayson says that all those teams are so good, they're right here. And then here's A-Town Down Under, right above them all. And that's just how it's going to be, you know. And honestly, sitting here really trying to think of what team could take these titles from us, there's not one. It's just not. Everybody's just kind of, I don't know, just dusty, you know. Just We're brand new. We're fresh, man.
I love it. Well, we did just have the draft that shook up the rosters a little bit. So, you know, some new blood on SmackDown. And SmackDown's going to be coming right here to Louisville at the Yum Center on June 7th. That is actually mine and Austin's birthday week. So it's going to be a fun time at the Yum Center on June 7th. But, you know, Austin, you guys are taking over SmackDown, like you said, for fans that maybe have not come out and seen A-Town Down Under live in person. What can they expect at the Yum Center on June 7th for you guys?
Well, they could expect to see the greatest undefeated tag team champions of all time. And seeing an undefeated team these days, that's, you know, you don't see that, especially in Kentucky. So you're going to get that. You're going to get the greatest champions. And who knows? Who knows who shows up to SmackDown anymore, you know? I mean, will Dwayne come back? Will he show back up? Will I have to put him back in his place? Or will it be good old John, you know? We remember what happened
Hmm.
to good old John. Where's he at? He's
Yeah,
somewhere back there getting A-Town
yeah.
down. You know, that's just how it goes, man. So make sure you come out because it's going to go down. And most certainly it's going to go A-Town down under.
How cool would that be just to see The Rock and you go one-on-one little promo battle in the ring here in Louisville again? I know you probably, you've held your own against him before, but he's in this final boss mode, and that would really kind of be a way for you to kind of, really, really kind of put him back down. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I love him being called the final boss because that's it. He's at the finale. We're going to end it, and we're going to step on top of him. And me and Grayson Waller, man, we don't care, you know. And Grayson said in the past, "Hey, watch what you say." You know, he's our boss. He ain't my boss. All right, he ain't my boss.
No one's
I put him in
Austin
his
Theory's
place. All
boss.
right. Yeah, he had to take a cheap shot, you know, hit the people's elbow, get his little pop, get his little reaction, and then now he's, main eventing a WrestleMania because of Austin Theory. You know what I mean?
I believe he'll be there one day.
Yeah, no doubt.
That I'll be there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man, most certainly, man. A lot of times. I mean, I probably can't even count how many times. It's going to be insane. But Dwayne, I mean, maybe he'll be there. We'll just have to, bring him on down in his wheelchair.
You heard him, Rock. Come to Louisville, man.
Yeah, pull up, man. I still got a chip on my shoulder. Dwayne.
Yes, sir. We stand on business over here.
That's right.
Babyface.
Right.
Austin, man, you've been lucky to have a lot of WrestleMania moments in your young career. This latest one, winning the tag team championships, but a lot of people were kind of surprised when you guys won because there was speculation online for some reason or another that you guys were going to be pulled from the ladder match potentially. I know Grayson Waller commented on it on Twitter. Clearly he saw it. Did you see any of that speculation? And what were you guys thinking about that?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard a lot about it, like people saying it, and I'm like, wow, like. Somebody just wakes up and types something on the internet and then everybody believes it. I love it because it explains that, there's just a bunch of idiots out there. But when it comes to me and Grayson Waller, there was no way we weren't going to be in that tag team ladder match. I mean, we're the best team all around on both rosters completely.
And we talked about last time we were on here, it was actually fresh off of having the Elimination Chamber in Perth. And then now you guys are just fresh off of Backlash in France. Why don't you go ahead and explain to the crowd and everyone what that kind of Backlash experience was like? I know we just had on Jade Cargill last week, said that European crowd was something that she's never been a part of before. What was kind of your Backlash experience like? And I know you said you had a rough time trying some of that Vegemite and some of the food over in Australia. So what was the culture like for you in France?
Oh, man, in France, it was amazing. Anytime you can come out on your entrance and they're singing it, when they're singing A-Town Down, and then they let the lyrics go, and then they A-Town Down. It's such it just takes you to that level. And it almost like it puts us in another atmosphere. Everything you do in the ring, you feel like you're floating around. You feel like a superhero. The crowd is just so invested in everything. And there's never a down moment. I mean, anytime, even wrestling here in the States, there's moments where it gets kind of quiet and comes down, but they are so vocal. They do not stop singing. They do not stop saying things that I don't even know what they're saying. But it's so cool to be around, man. And compared to, Australia, that was such a huge show though. But yeah, I got to give it to France, man. So vocal and really just, they brought the energy, and that's what it's all about. Everybody needs to bring the energy. So Kentucky, bring the energy.
You know it.
I think you'll find that here in Louisville, really strong wrestling roots in this city with OVW, the breeding ground for WWE way back in the day with guys like Batista and Cena and Orton and all that. So we like our wrestling here in Louisville. I think you're going to have a good time at the Yum Center on June 7th, of course. But so what about the crowd at WrestleMania? I know you guys kind of got like the short end of the stick being on night one when it was pretty damn cold out, right? That seemed to kind of affect the energy of the crowd on night one compared to night two. So what did it seem like that to you guys when you're out there, and how did you guys handle that cold weather aspect?
Man, I remember that whole day and showing up real early to go out there and, kind of see how big the ladders were, and you could fill it out. And dude, they were so cold. Like They were freezing, and it was so cold in the morning. And then as we approached the night, I remember warming up in the back, and when you walk out, down the tunnel to Gorilla, you're out there in the arena, so you feel the cold. And dude, I was trying so hard to warm up, and I was freezing. But going out there, man, your adrenaline hits for sure. But when you get hit with one of those ladders, or you put your hands on one of those ladders, oh man. And I remember at the beginning of that match, me and Grayson watched everybody, go after the Judgment Day. So we were like, all right, let's go get some ladders. And we went to go grab the ladders. And man, when we picked them up, they were freezing. So I was like, all right, this could be a long night. Or, if we are the greatest undefeated tag team champions of all time, we'll get these titles quick. What happened?
There you go. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, wrestling, because you can't really like layer up, right? Like for football, you're playing outside. I remember playing in some cold games when I played back in high school, but I could put, a bunch of layers on. But with wrestling, obviously, you go out there in your tights and you're shirtless. And
yeah, dude, I'm just out there in my underwear, dude, just trying to win a title, climbing a ladder. I know it sounds crazy, but, that's what I was trying to do out there.
Yeah, and I think everybody seems to speak on that first night, and the second night it was a little bit better too. But me and Billy, actually, this was our first WrestleMania, Austin. We got to go to WrestleMania, and we got to be up in the press box, courtesy of our guys at WWE. It was a really fun time, and they took care of us. I definitely know that we were your strongest supporters up there. Once I saw you guys climb the ladders, it was almost like we called it the friend of the show match, because nice. we've had R-Truth on, and we had Damian Priest on before that, and he was a little bit cocky about losing those titles. So if he was going to lose to anybody, it was definitely going to be our guys A-Town Down Under.
You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, man. Everybody else is second place, and we were just made for first place. I'm sorry if you don't like it. It just is what it is.
Quick thing to do before I get you out of here. Just one quick internet meme. I don't know if you're aware of this, and I wanted to ask you this the last couple times. I don't know how much attention that you pay to everybody that has memes of you, but I think it's a good one. I mean, you're from Atlanta. There's a Usher tie-in somewhere. The popping bottles, sparkles, and champagne. Have you seen that meme? Can you speak on that?
All right, let's talk about this. All right, this has been an ongoing thing. I remember one of my friends approached me, and he goes, "Dude, do you know you're viral online?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Honestly, I don't understand it, but people love it." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I see it and I watch it and I try to figure it out. And I'm just like, I don't understand, but people love this. So I've had people come up at meet and greets and weirdly just kind of whisper, "Popping bottles." And I'm like, what is going on? Is this like a secret thing I don't know about? I don't know what's going on, but I am aware of it. And I have had people, ask me about it. And my favorite thing to do is act like I don't know what they're talking about.
Sure. Yeah.
It drives them crazy. But yeah, man, I don't know. They really want that to be my new theme song, though. So
I guess so. And it's not an Usher song. It sounds like Usher, and I don't know. Maybe it's something else because I've used it
it's
on.
It's not Usher. We can't disrespect Usher like that. It's not Usher. I don't think it's anybody from Atlanta, but yeah, man, popping bottles and champagne. That's what they want.
Gotta love it.
Well, I don't drink though, so I can't be that guy for you.
Champions stay in shape like you, bro.
That's what I'm saying. All those jabronis pop bottles and champagne, and that's why they're broke. That's why you're broke, all right? That's why you're not on this podcast doing the things I'm doing, all right? Shout out to all the broke people.
And shout out to Austin Theory, man. Thanks for coming on. Third time guest. And you can see A-Town Down Under, all your favorite SmackDown superstars at the Yum Center coming up here in less than a month on June 7th. So be sure to get your tickets. Austin, thanks again so much, and we'll see you here soon in Louisville.
Yes, you will. Yum Center. A-Town is going to put it down.